Your cockpit is a really important part of your bike. If you don't know which part it is, it's basically your handlebars, your seat, and like your pedals and things. So here's a video on how to set up your cockpit correctly and what mistakes you might make. So let's get to it then. So to set up your cockpit, the first thing you want to think about is your grips. A good set of grips can transform the way you ride. It will put more comfort into your style of riding, and what would you say? It's like, I think I've mentioned it all there. I think it's basically just the more you can get sort of different diameters of grips, and depending on your hand size depends on what sort of grip you like and what sort of riding you do will depend on that as well. So a good set of grips can change how you ride. I've got a pair of grips I got from my uncle as a free pair, and so then you on your shifters and your brakes. I've got 29 speed on here, and so you want basically just undo the bolt. You need a set of Allen keys that will fit it. Yeah, if you undo that, and then undo your brake caliper on the front. If it's tight, then you might want to do that. Sometimes you want a torque wrench to do these up, but what you want is one finger braking and one finger right on the end of the brake lever. So there's one finger on the end of the brake lever there, and taking it a bit further, I like to run my hands quite far out on the bars, so I want it nice, and I need it quite far away. So that's pretty good there. So I'm going to tighten that up there. Not too tight. You don't want it too loose either. You don't want it to move around when you're riding. You need to put lots of if you need to put lots of power in, you don't want it to send you back or something. And then you want to think about how sort of high you want your brake levers. I quite like mine. I have mine sort of slightly lower than horizontal on the bars. So I've dipped my brakes, my brake lever, and that's a good position. I quite like that. So I'm going to tighten that up nice and tight. And then your shifter, I have mine sort of as close as I can to the brake lever. I don't like mine sort of out there somewhere because I can't get to it. I like to have it in a place where I can reach it easily. So that's you can have your if you're doing lots of downhill sort of stuff and you're further back, you might want to take your lever a bit further up and put your shifter a bit further up as well. But if you're doing lots of uphill stuff, if you're over the bars a bit further, you might want to bring it back a bit further. But it's up to preference as well. If you don't like having tight shifting, or if you don't like having to take your you don't want to have your thumb and finger going right over too far, or you don't want to be bringing your arm out further. You want it sort of to just move your finger and your thumb nice and easily, and then just make sure you've got your grip on the sort of flush with the end. Mine isn't quite far. I could do with a new set of grips because mine are breaking a bit here, but that's fine for now. And that's one side. You just do that to both sides, and then that basically is just there, ready to ride. So now you've got your brake levers set up and your shifters, and you've got the right grips. Now it's how high your stem is. If you're having to put another like spacer bit on it, like an extension, which is one of these. It's just something to go on here to raise it up a bit. Then you're gonna need to you're gonna need to have an extra. You're gonna have to go up an extra size in the bike, and like the frame. So you'll want to buy a new bike for that. So if you think it's too low, just trial and error really. I've got two big spacers and a small spacer, or two small spacers should I say, under mine, because I quite like it how it is, because this is a cross country bike. I do sort of a lot of uphill and a lot of downhill, and I sort of jump occasionally, do the occasional jumps as well. But this is just how I like to have my bike. It's not how it's supposed to be or anything. It's just what I prefer and the style of riding that I do. And so your saddle height. I can't believe how many people I see riding with their saddle either too low or much too high. It's got to be perfect. I can't stand seeing people riding with their saddle right down low, because you can't get the right pedal stroke in. Where if you're sat on the bike, you've got to put your heel on your pedal, and your leg has to be dead straight. So if you put your heel on the pedal, your leg has to lock out with some pressure on you, with some pressure on your heel. And if you have your toes on the pedal in the sort of place that you normally would, you've got to have a slight bend in your knee. Because I can't believe how many people that do ride with their saddles low all the time. It's something that really bugs me. And as with your pedals and your feet positioning, I've seen people ride with their feet in the middle of the pedal, and I really hate that. So, and then I see people with their feet too far back when their toes are only just over the axle, and then your weight is not it's not in the right place. So I ride with the ball of my foot just over the axle, so just over the middle, and then you can get your weight forward, back, and you can drop your feet down nice and low, drop your heels when you need to, and it gives you so much more control, and it's just something that if you have it wrong, you won't have as much control. I used to ride with my feet in the middle of the pedal, and then I suddenly went to, I was then riding with my feet too far back, and I thought that was a lot better, but then I started riding in the correct position with my foot in the pedal, with the ball of my foot just over the axle, and it was so much easier to ride. It's unbelievable. So yeah, that's the cockpit of your bike set up correctly. And now it's time to go for a ride. So if you have any questions with any of my videos or anything, I'm gonna do a video of like questions you put down in the comments. So if you put the questions in the comments down below, you you won't regret it. I will answer them as best as I can.